Okay, so Cancers, I kind of think that we lost a great deal of footage for your videos. I think we've lost a great deal of footage for your videos, just trying to clean up on your videos. But I'm going to do a kind of a recap because this may seem like it's a very short video because we lost a great deal of footage for your videos. So let me kind of do a recap here. So we started out with the I'm grateful for everything video, right? The moon is currently in Scorpio. This video is for the 14th of April through the 20th of April, right? The moon is in Scorpio. And Scorpio, when the moon is in Scorpio, Scorpio actually is the death card. And so death, rebirth, right? So when cycles end, want to take the good memories with you so that you can let something rest in peace and move on. So if a job ends, you want to let the job rest in peace so that you can move on. If a friendship ends, you want to let it rest in peace so you can move on. That would be like sort of, that's the hope and the wish, right? That you let something rest in peace, you can move on, right? But that is not how everybody sees things, that you let something rest in peace and move on. You want to close out cycles and move on. What I was saying to you all before, because we only captured only a few minutes of, and I did a really long video, and I don't want to redo the entire video here. I'll go through some of these cards again, but the main thing is looking at your cards here. The majority of the cards we have in your minor arcana are fire cards. There were some energies who, if they could not sacrifice you and cause you to get out of sorts and make you angry and frustrated and make you come across as aggressive. You see these two cards right here, right? They chose someone else to make them, put them in survival mode. Some energies put you in survival mode and wanted to see if they could cause you to come off as aggressive. In other words, somebody want to get you arrested, like put you in a situation that cause you to look like you was running from something and get you arrested. Put you in a situation to put you in, to test you to see if you would be aggressive, put you around a lot of aggressive energies, right? By telling some kind of lie. Somebody told a lie and said that you were very aggressive energy, you know, told a lot of lies about what kind of work you do, that you got away with something, you know, you did something in the past. It was a lot of stuff that was said about you behind your back. This is how you made your money. You had a lot of money, all kinds of just, when I say kind of lies, all kinds of lies, right? They use the younger person to be an open book, but the younger person didn't have a choice. They were bullied. All of these were lies, right? But here's the thing was the saving grace, right? The saving grace was, one, a lot of people know who you are. That's one. You don't even have to be a celebrity, right? Because people, unfortunately, will believe a lie over the truth. People just get familiar. Y'all see how people do celebrities on social media. And that's why I reiterate, and I say this in the beginning of my video that probably got erased by accident, that you all are sweethearts. And that's why I highlight on every zodiac sign what every zodiac sign looks like at their highest frequency. Cancers are really sweethearts. You go where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. There were some energies that said you were aggressive. These are the types of energies that will put you in a situation. They will intentionally record where someone started something with you, put you in an aggressive situation, only record your response and make sure that response is sent is around the world, right? See how aggressive they are? They won't share how anything started, just how you responded to something. That's why I don't believe stuff that I see on social media. Because personally, being in spaces, I've met celebrities. I've actually met celebrities, and they were very kind. And because people can say all day long, "Oh yeah, they got PR people." Okay, whatever. They're in human form too. Guess what? They experience life just like human beings experience life. They're human beings just like all of us are, right? So they experience death. They experience, shocking news. They experience family emergencies. They not above all of that. No matter how many people they got around them, some things you just can't fake. You get a phone call, you can be about to walk on stage to do something. You get a shocking phone call. Some things you can't fake. So, I mean, come on now. But some people choose to believe a lie over the truth, right? So you got to choose. It's free will. Choose to believe what you want to believe. But somebody spent a lot of money to, and they were obsessed. That's what this judgment card is. This is an obsession. They were obsessed with making a lie a truth about you, saying that you were aggressive. The scales from your eyes were removed because not only did they try to do it to you, they try to do it to someone else that you love, a family member. By making them feel like they had the weight of the world on their shoulder, by telling some kind of lie about you, either that you had died or something that they lied about some kind of work that you had done or that you were going to get killed. Something, some kind of lie. Who knows what kind of lie they said about you? Who knows? That you said that you were going to do something or that something bad was going to happen to you if they didn't do something for you or they didn't take on some kind, because this right here is some kind of responsibility or something. But a lot of your family members, people that you were familiar with, heard the same thing and not near one of them spoke up. Like, what kind of people are these? Source is saying whoever this person was felt like they were walking a tightrope. Felt like they were walking a freaking tightrope. Rose-colored glasses need to come off, Cancers. Rose-colored glasses. Y'all are too much of a sweetheart of a sign to be around people who are just ruthless. Y'all are water signs, and these energies are, some of these energies are flat out liars. They are. And before it happens to you, when they're telling you that they're shady, that they are energies who are bullies, when you're seeing the aggression, the chaos and confusion, they can't even bring a meeting to order because it's just so much chaos and confusion. Y'all need to be packed up your bags and walking out. You need to be walking out. Because my goodness, what in the world? And not even thinking about coming back. It ain't that much fun in the world. It's not that much fun in the world. It's not that much. When you get used to this kind of stuff, when people feel like, okay, because these people teamed up on somebody. People teamed up on two energies to sacrifice somebody. So, yeah, use your hands. Yeah, somebody succumbed to passive and powerless behavior. Somebody was egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. So, if this was your spouse and this was like their kids, I mean like adult kids or their family members or whatever, and somebody was just going to keep on going and going and going until they saw the worst side of you. That's what this was. And Source is saying, you know, as far as you're concerned, you can't save anybody. You can only give people, you know, you can only talk to people. Like you can only say, hey, listen, you need to get from around certain family members. You can only talk to people. You can only say certain family members, your loved ones. Hey, listen, these people are ruthless. You need to cut them off. I got your back 100%. If you decide you don't want to ever talk to them again or be around them, these people are ruthless. They don't care. They're a bunch of liars. No, whatever you got to say, then you need to say whatever needs to be said. Because some family members, that's all they need for you to be assertive and to say, hey, listen, and just speak up and just say these family members are liars. They making you feel like you got the weight of the world on the show. That's all some of them need to hear. It's like, listen, you don't need to go back to that. You don't need to go back to being around them. That's all they shady. They love lying. That's all they like to do is just lie on people. But because some of y'all are, like I said, just really sweethearts. A lot of y'all don't want to be involved in certain things. Well, I don't want to say anything. They have to see it for themselves. And sometimes they don't need to see it for themselves. Sometimes they need to hear it for themselves. They need you to just come out and say it. Because if they're under some, because that's what I said in one of your previous, that's what I said in the previous reading. That probably wasn't even, that probably won't even show up here. Somebody was under a sex spell, and a sex spell, you don't have to actually physically have sex with a person to be under a sex spell. Just so we're crystal clear. You don't have to. That's like somebody having sex conversations with a person over the phone, right? But yeah, sometimes, yeah, somebody was just going to keep going and going and going, and to try to bring the worst out of you, to make, even if that meant ending a loved one's life, just to bring the worst out of you, to pull you back into something. Somebody wanted to, they wanted to break you. Somebody wanted to break you. So guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. You finally have a fixed star to follow. In other words, these energies created, they lied so much. They created something to say that you got away with something, that you were a snake, that you got away with something. They created something to make you so mad. They created so many lies around you. And they were going to make somebody responsible. People didn't even do the digging to see whether it was a truth or a lie. They just took off with torches in hand and just went to work. Some of these are energies that you work with. Some of these are energies that you worked with. This is in your personal and your professional life. So these are energies, they talk to people that you work with in your personal and your professional life. And somebody was going to make darn sure. And unfortunately, let me see something here. Yeah, you're embarking on a whole new journey. You're embarking on a whole new journey. You rose above a lot of stuff. Focusing on your future. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm saying financial independence. It's a brand new beginning for you. Somebody's giving you a brand new beginning. These energies are just, like I said, let me tell y'all something. These energies, I don't know who this is for, and take only what resonates with you all, Cancers. These karmics were basically like, it is literally death do them part. That's what it was like. It was death do them part. So if it was a job, it was almost like they're not going to leave here unless they leaving out of this job. Have y'all ever worked? Y'all know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the movie. I don't know if y'all remember the movie The Firm with what's his name? I could see the actor's name. I could see his face. It's not his name. His face. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. And then the woman. What's her last name? Triplehorn. Yeah, y'all know the movie. It's an older movie. Yeah, but that's what this looks like. It's like energies feel like you are tied to them to death, literally to the end, until you're in. But if you ever work for an organization who, like, you only see certain people, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Like certain organizations you work for, you'll see certain people when they retire, they're on the back of a sailboat. They, or golfing or on the back of a sailboat. They look like they're going to enjoy their retirement years. And but some people, they don't, you see an obituary, they a homegoing ceremony. So source is saying to you, um, when you close out cycles, once you decide the scales have been removed from your eyes and you realize you are places where you're going where you are appreciated and not where you're simply tolerated, and the scales removed from your eyes, and you realize you could be in an environment where it's dangerous for you. So it says go where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated, and that is in every facet of your lives. That's friendships. We see stories where people feel like they're in a friendship circle. They go over for a friend's night out. Next thing you know, who's the young lady? I don't want to trigger anybody, but you see this young group of friends on social media talk about how like they went out for a friend's night and somebody didn't make it home because somebody didn't pick up on, these are not really my friends, that kind of stuff, right? So tell your friend, your kids, your grandkids, all of that. Like if you picking up on some stuff and you like, okay, those are not really your friends. They're not really your friends. As shocking as some of them they may seem like they really they friends, some of these kids are not, some of these young adults are not picking up on stuff, and you constantly tell them they're not really your friends. And they like, well, you don't like any of my friends. Okay, I'm seeing something that you're not trying, you don't want to see. You don't want to see. You keep having these downloads and dreams and downloads and dreams. They're not really your friends. They want to see this misery. This is all this fire. This misery loves company. They're not really your friends. You sitting there being an open book. They getting all kinds of night. They getting all these ideas. You just walking on eggshells around them. You getting all these. They miserable. They want to make you responsible for something. They think you got it too good, made in the shade. So, yeah. So source is somebody is going to be, you're moving from somewhere because somebody was an open book about every facet of your life. And so source is moving you to somewhere, protecting your energy. I don't know who I'm talking to when I say this. So sit down somewhere and meditate. And source is protecting your energy. Source is protecting your energy. So just be grateful for everything. But some of these Instagram videos, a lot of these young adults are telling people, they're thinking that they're their friends, and these people are miserable. They're connecting with, yeah, that's what I'm saying for you all. That's what I'm saying for you all. A lot of these energies are just freaking miserable. Your hard work is paying off. Your hard work is paying off. You got too many people sitting around there with their mouth just slammed shut, closed. They're not saying anything. Everybody confused, don't know what's going on. They heard this, they familiar with this. Nobody knows anything, but you have an idea of who's behind it. It's a church behind it. It's a church behind it. It is a church behind it. So make sure you know your worth, and make sure the people that you love know their worth. That is what I have for you all. That is what I have for you all. And the reason why you know that, and this is what I'm picking up on here in your cards, the reason why you know that is because of all of this fire here. Fire connects us with spirituality, and it connects us with religion. So it's a religious organization. So it could be a church, a mosque, a temple. It could be something that is spiritually based. So that's what it is. Something having to do with somewhere you may have been connected to, right? Because when we see Venus, somewhere you may have been connected to, somewhere where we're talking about higher font energy. So something, something material, something having to do, or you may have donated money to, or they may have collected money from, or something like that. That's who's behind this. So there you go. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful, and like I said, hopefully this picks up on both the videos. And my apologies if the video could be a little choppy, because like I said, the first one, like I said, I think a lot of the video was kind of, it got deleted by accident, but I think I picked up on everything, the essence of everything I had in the first one. So my apologies there. I think this captured everything. So all right, that's it. Bye. Yes, we had to create some more room, but yeah, these energies, like I said, could have seriously gotten you taken out of here. This is a death rebirth card, like I said before. But again, doesn't matter whether you're a man or woman, masculine, feminine energy, we all embody both. It's the divinity within it as source, creator, God, higher power. That's the divinity within it that combine divine masculine, divine feminine energy. There's duality to both. But energies were just definitely hoping that behind closed doors, somebody bullied somebody, but there's a whole organization that's behind this that was hoping that, enough lies being told on you, it would just take you up out of here. But you were able to send that spell work back because the scales from your eyes were removed about something. So I don't know at what point were the scales removed from your eyes that you moved on from something. Maybe you quit your job, moved on, whatever you did. You're just grateful that somehow you woke up. Something woke you up from something. But somebody was still able to get to somebody that you love. It could have been a family member. It could have been somebody, it's a family member, friend, family member, somebody who was not tapped into their spiritual gifts. And it could have been somebody who didn't believe something until they physically saw something. Like you all, like I was saying, we're talking about your gifts. You all are highly intuitive, right? So you get your downloads through dreams. So somebody decide they're going to sacrifice somebody who doesn't believe things until they physically see something, right? In either case, you don't judge anybody. We don't have to try to judge somebody. Like I said, to try to judge somebody is if they're not smart enough or what's wrong with that person. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time, because we're all in human form. To make it seem like a person is not smart enough, what's wrong with them? How come they didn't know? They must be slow. They must to do that's what we're here for, to try to help each other, to learn, to help people to become familiar with what's going on, to pray for each other. Besides, we don't put each other in a space. We're not supposed to put each other in a space where we're just unfamiliar with what's going on. If you got to ask who's related to whom before you pray for a person to help somebody, something's wrong with that. Something is very wrong if you got to do all of that just to pray or send good energy to another human being. These things have gone way too far. So again, I'm grateful for everything. Looking at the cards here. So it's saying learning how to rise above your own judgment. But this is what a lot of people have in common, is people exhaust themselves